Welcome to So You Think You Can Write, where we give serious writing critique without taking ourselves too seriously. My name is Lindsay, and with me here today is...
Booher.
Torsha Baker.
Jeanette Rallison.
Blaylock.
This episode is brought to you by Writers Clearinghouse. Visit writersch.com for more information about how to get your work in front of editors and agents.
All right, and the way this works is we're going to read... Who's reading?
I am.
Torsha's going to read a first page submission. And the rest of us are going to act as agents and editors. And if we decide we would reject that story, we'll give our buzzers.
Okay, here we go. This one is titled Chasm.
We're trying to make her say Chasm. We're trying to put that in
It's
her
okay,
mind.
I'll mess up one of the other ones, I'm sure, so it's okay. My eyes glazed over my lab write-up on the productive process of earthworms. I looked at my friends, Ethan and Jenna. Ethan caught my eye and gave me a long, suffering smile. Jenna chugged an energy drink and stretched. I tossed my textbook, onto the coffee table and kicked my legs over the chair's arm.
Okay, that's so what? I know we're just starting, but I think you can do better on that with the first line. I mean, I just go, my eyes glazed over my lab write-up on the reproductive process of earthworms. Guess what? My eyes just glazed over at your first line. Come on, you can do better than that. That's.
So we got it. You're buzzing it.
No, I'm not buzzing you, Brock. So
you could. It's okay.
Along those lines, like the second sentence is unnecessary. I looked at my friends, Ethan and Jenna. Just start with what Ethan did and what Jenna did, and build that relationship. Show us their relationship, that they're friends. The second sentence doesn't need to be, and this happened, or these people are here, and this is who they are. I think you could show us that later. I just think that second sentence is, you could just cut that out.
Okay. All right, here we go. I'm sorry, I said, but any animal with a sex life this boring that still gives us an extra 3 hours of lab work is not worth it. Ethan laughed. I'm getting something to eat. He stuck his lab notes into his textbook and stood up. You ladies want anything?
Ooh, the buzzers are flying.
Okay, so we have a lot of mundane activity going on here. So we don't have an opening line that hooks us, and then as pleasant as this banter is and as nice as this situation might be with some friends, there's nothing engaging or different. I mean, I say this all the time. What is different about this story that is going to make it sell better than any other book in this genre? What is so awesome about your characters that you can't wait to show us, because you need to show us right away. And it can't be that they're getting sandwiches. Is that what they're doing?
He's getting something to eat.
You're going to get something to eat.
Which I'm really hungry.
I'm still hungry.
I want food.
We haven't gotten anything to eat. I'm so hungry.
We're going out for Mexican when this is all done.
Okay, here we go. I shook my head, the television mounted in the corner of the student lounge catching my gaze. Breaking news flashed across the screen. A shocking double murder in the quiet community of Loch Raven has police searching for leads. The news continued as I went back to my homework.
I have to think about that. Well, yeah, but the thing that's, should we have a whole thing about using the word as?
I think we need to have a write-up that pops up above our heads every time Janette hits for as.
Yeah.
Or me, and I've been guilty of it too.
I do the as.
As Janette was saying,
I've done it a lot less since I knew Jeanette.
Yes.
So my life is
moderation
not
is everything.
in vain.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that. No, okay, so new writers use as like this all the time, and they tend to overuse it a whole bunch, and even your friends sometimes are guilty of this mistake. Which is
getting
why
better.
You need to beat them with
I'm getting better.
So only use as on your first page if you need it, and then, but there are sometimes you need it. So it's when you're using things, when you're saying things happen simultaneously, and a lot of times it doesn't need to be that way. You could just write, I went back to my homework. Like, who cared about that? Or actually, why is she going back to her? Like, really, this is the time she's going back to her homework? Because I'm thinking,
Does she have
She
no
just heard about
thoughts
a
on
double
this?
murder.
a double murder in their quiet community, and she's like, yeah, I'd rather go back to
I
earthworms.
really want some internal thought from her on her
Yeah,
reaction to that.
Yeah, and well, plus not only this, because I'm thinking this, the feel of this is like, okay, this is going to be young adult romantic comedy, I'm guessing, because they're talking about earthworm, reproductive, right? And then to go to shocking double murder, I just feel like we switched genres. So.
But if you can put sex and murder on your first page, you do have something. Just not like this.
Yes. That's right. We're missing it for sex.
Unless the earthworms were killed.
Well, no.
Anyway,
Yeah.
all right.
Okay.
Okay, so,
Yeah, you've already done
Oh,
it.
man.
hey, maybe that murder could come and put us out of our misery, I said with a sigh. I pulled my copious hair into a messy knot of blonde on top of my head. I wish we could study the cool intervertebrates, like jellyfish or octopi. Octopi?
Thanks for getting that right.
Said Jenna with a laugh. In other news, Cape St. Clair's first annual Mermaid Festival will take place on the first weekend in October, an event celebrating the history of these mythological creatures and their...
You can't.
You
No.
can't
She doesn't get another
capitalize.
message. She doesn't get another
I
message.
do not
Oh.
believe for 1 second that the news people say shocking double mermaid. 1 sentence. And then go on to mermaid.
Double mermaid.
Double mermaid.
Mermaid. And go on to mermaid. They have to say more about that. Like, I just. Okay, sorry.
Hi, Dave.
Weird transition.
No one's caring about the double murder.
She
Like,
did-
double
that's true.
murder.
Ha,
Also,
The mermaids.
Mermaids.
they get more than 1 sentence, the mermaids.
So we have sex life, double murder, and mermaids all on the first page.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, there we go. Olivia, Jen rapped the coffee table. I turned away from the television. That's it.
Okay. So is she humming about the double murder or the mermaids?
And it's wrapped on the coffee table, otherwise you're like wrapping up your coffee
Well,
table.
we would know if we read the next sentence, but I cut it off. Because that was the end of the first page.
Oh. Now I want to know what the next sentence is.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
going to be something about a unicorn in the neighborhood.
Yes.
Right?
Double unicorn.
No, or a zombie apocalypse,
Mm.
anyway.
Ooh,
Yeah.
even better.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah, this is kind of all over the place. Like I said, you could cut, the first like my eyes glaze over, then cut 1, 2, 3 paragraphs, and then go to I shook my head, the television, etc., and then go right to that. But then you're right, there's not enough time spent on that to go, what does this mean, who cares, except that they just think that the murderer should come put them out of their misery. And
That's real harsh.
That
I mean,
is
they're,
very-
they're,
that
they're
is
not even
dark.
going to
They're-
check and see if it's someone they know. This is a small town.
these are probably going to be
So-
doctors, so this makes sense, right? I mean, because doctors don't care if people live or die.
Wow.
Yes. Oh, wow. So
Monsters.
we criticize your writing.
I'm,
and
I'm
healthcare.
sorry if you're a doctor.
Yeah.
Oh.
I would like
Oh,
doctors.
no.
I like doctors. Please take care of me. Keep me alive.
Let's tell doctor stories now. That's
I think I would start with one of the news announcements, maybe, depending on if any of those news announcements have to do with the story.
Right.
So,
Which
are there
is
really
maybe-
mermaids? I might start with the announcement on the news that were.
They call them mythological, so they're.
I'm
Yeah.
assuming the
But-
mermaids are the murderers. That's my
You give
thoughts.
me mermaid murderers, and I'm in.
Yeah, mermaids
I'm just-
are
okay, you know what?
murdering
I'm
the
just-
people.
I'm just tossing it out there as an example. If there were going to be mermaids in the book, I might start with that news item about the mermaids. If there's a murder in the book, I might start with that and then have people react because
Have them react though, because they didn't react at all to either
Right.
of us.
Well,
Yeah, have
and
'em
then I
react.
would make sure to add reaction.
Yeah,
to-
have them react.
to
Yes,
that.
yes.
Yeah. No, I grew up in a small town, and there was a murder, and it was all we talked about for a really, really long time. So, yeah.
So a couple things. I am not getting much on her deep point of view. So I want
You
more.
mean we want more internal thought?
I want more internal thought.
We need to get T-shirts that say that.
Yes, yes, we do for conference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Want more
Anyhow,
internal thought.
but it's how you show us who your character is and what makes her so interesting that we're going to stick with her for the next 80,000 words in a book. So I definitely want you to bring more of that in so we get a sense of who she is.
Well,
So
she does think of her hair as copious, so we did get that internal thought. She has copious hair.
I liked her copious hair.
Do people, do you ladies think of your hair as copious? Do you,
I wish.
I think of my hair as thin.
no, but I mean, you ever like, I'm going to put my copious hair up above.
That was.
I
thought it was descriptive. It gave me an idea. Right? She could have just. I mean, she did say messy, but the messy knot gave me enough description without copious. Yes.
Right, and here's the thing: if you think you have too much hair, then you'd be like, oh, my annoying hair, it's giving me a headache now, or something like that. Or me, when I'm putting my hair up, I'm going, okay, I got to make this sucker look as thick as I can because I have hardly any of it.
I do the same thing.
I
try
do
to
think
make
that
it
when I put my hair up,
just
actually.
as thick as I can. How'd I do?
Anyhow,
how'd
but-
I do, YouTube?
Awesome.
Yeah.
You did awesome. Well, no, okay, you bring up a good point. So a lot of times in first person, it's really, really hard to, you want to give description of that main character. Don't have them standing in front of a mirror. That is way overdone. It hardly ever works. So I sometimes let some of those things slide because the character's not thinking my hair is blonde, but the reader wants to know. So I let a little bit of that
Why
slide.
is it important? Why is it important for me to know that she has copious hair and
Because
she's blonde?
we want to visualize.
But I don't know if this is for YA or not, but my girls, they do say they get really annoyed when they don't know what a character looks like. And I'm like, well, aren't you picturing in your head and creating your own character? And they say, no, I want them to tell me at least something about what this character looks like.
Yeah, give a picture. You can fill in the rest.
So-
Even off of that messy blonde hair, like, you can just fill in the rest.
Yeah.
But
I
say it
pictured a
from
hoodie.
her point of view is what I'm.
So
That's
for-
what I
so
would
for
say. Is try
YA,
to find a
for
way
YA,
to say.
maybe
Yeah.
this is important, but for
Yeah, I don't
adult
know about
fiction,
adult,
I don't
though.
think this is important because
Right. Yeah, that's
people are going to make up their own imagination, and you may talk about things that are important to that character and how they look, like Gandalf. You use that as an example. He's a wizard. You're going to describe him like a wizard. So you have this vision in your mind of a wizard or a troll or an ogre, or someone that may be a cop dressed like a policeman, or vice versa, and doctors, etc. So in uniforms and things that give things, but beyond that, and for adult fiction, I don't think that you really need
I don't
a
know what
description
this
unless it really
is.
matters. So.
I don't know if this is adult or young adult. We
Yeah.
know they're in
That's
school, but
true.
we don't
Yeah.
know if they're in college or
Right.
high school. So I'm
We
not
don't.
sure. The other thing that I notice is we have 2 characters in here, and we have 0 description of these characters too.
They're friends,
That's all we know.
and we don't know why.
One's right. We have names,
Yeah.
which is okay.
Are they at somebody's house? Are they in a dorm room? Are they? I mean,
Oh
I
no,
don't-
it says they're in the.
Oh, they did.
It does say it somewhere that they're in the.
I mean, I
It
only
says
read it.
lounge.
Yeah.
I only read
Student
it.
lounge.
Oh, okay. So they're at school. Oh, okay.
Mhm.
I'm sorry.
Student
Anyway.
lounge.
I was just paying attention, trying not to read the wrong words.
Who has TVs? in their
That's why I think
They all do.
I thought it was college because
Yeah.
Yeah.
otherwise you'd be in the library, right? I don't
Right.
know.
Right.
Mm, okay.
All right. Well,
I guess
shall we
a
vote?
better picture.
Let's vote on
Let
it.
me start. I'll start down here.
Yeah, do it.
I'm gonna give it a right. There's nothing in here that draws me in. It seems a little disjointed, for lack of a better word. Like you're trying to throw a whole lot of awesomeness on the first page, which I do actually like. Fact that you talked about sex life, earthworms, double murder, and mermaids all on the first page. That was impressive. That was impressive. But it left me feeling a little like, where am I going? Am I following the sex life of earthworms, the double murder, or the mermaids, or are they all combined somehow? So it left me a little confused. So
Now you're cooking.
I'm gonna say, I'm gonna give it a
Oh, we
right.
also got jellyfish and octopi.
That's true, jellyfish and octopi, you included
Yeah.
those two. So yeah, it just left me feeling a little confused after the first page, and I probably would not keep reading. So I'm just gonna give it a right.
I'm going to give it a right. I don't have a sense from the writing. I mean, the writing's competent and it flows well, but I don't have a sense of what genre we're dealing with, and where the story's going. What makes the character, the protagonist, different and awesome and interesting, and what makes the story different and awesome and interesting than other stories in the genre. I mean, these are all things that need to be established early on. With Chasm, I almost wonder if this might be maybe a science fiction or a supernatural, and if so, we need to have hints really, really early on that that's the case. And maybe this Mermaid Festival, maybe that is the hint. So
That's what
that
I
could
was
be
feeling.
that could be possible. And if that's the case, then you've done that. But yeah, I just don't get enough of a sense of a story. I mean, first page of a story, I should have an idea where the rest of the story's going, at least, tone, genre, that kind of stuff. I don't have to necessarily know where the plot's going to go immediately, but I need to know where I'm at as far as reading a book, and I don't have that here.
Yeah, I agree. And as far as when he's saying, why is this character awesome, you're going to get that through internal thought. So definitely bring in some more internal thought. The other thing that I noticed is I don't have a single goal from our main character. And it doesn't have to be like the main story goal. So maybe later on her goal will be trying to solve a murder or trying to stop these scary mermaids or whatever it is. But there
Sexy
should be,
earthworms.
or maybe earthworms are taking over. They're multiplying like bunnies. No. But I do want to have some kind of goal from her here that tells us more about who she is, So I will give it a write because I think you need to dig deeper and pull that out and
Yeah, so the nice thing about being at this end of the table is they already said everything that I would have. So yeah, I'm also going to give it a rate. And this is one of those times. A lot of times, you forget how hard it is to do all of these things on the first page because it is hard. But yeah, I think we need to know just what they said.
I have more. So, if you're gonna set us in a student lounge with people studying, I think that's okay. I think even if it's a science fiction or fantasy, and you're going to expand what is a relatable scene into something fantastical, I think if you're gonna do that, you need to give us more dialogue, more witty dialogue, something between the characters that makes us care about them in this setting, or you need to start somewhere else. So if you're going to set it in a lounge, make us engage with the characters in the lounge. And right now, I mean, they're hungry. I don't know how I'm hungry.
I'm hungry.
I don't know how compelling that is to you, though. It might be something compelling for them, but give us a reason to engage with these characters if you're going to set it in this lounge or start somewhere else. Would be my advice. So I'll say right also.
Okay, there you have it. You think we got it right? If so, or if not, please leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Until next time.
Get ready. Get set.
Right.
All right, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode, and don't forget that we have a new sponsor this year. Our friend Ben Grange with Writers Clearinghouse is offering all the prize support for this year, and the winner each month will get a first 10-page manuscript evaluation for free.
Yep, and then the winner of the full year is going to get a full manuscript critique.
Wow.
From agents and editors, guys. These are top guys.
That have worked in the industry and really know their stuff. I mean, that's big. Okay, and then you can find out more about Ben Grange and the Writers Clearinghouse at www.writersch, as in clearinghouse, writersclearinghouse.com.